I just kind of cast it as, oh, he's losing his marbles. Had I known, I think I would have handled it better. I think I would have been a much more patient.
Ryan Reynolds, known for his charismatic and comedic portrayal of Deadpool, has long been celebrated as a standout in Marvel's lineup. However, in a surprising turn of events, the studio has reportedly severed ties with him amid allegations of behind-the-scenes chaos involving Blake Lively. Sources claim that Reynolds was devastated by the news, reacting with intense disbelief and frustration. This unexpected decision by Marvel to end a previously successful collaboration marks a significant and startling split in Hollywood. The roots of this drama trace back to several months ago, though they were largely unnoticed at the time. The story began with a new film directed and co-written by Justin Baldoni, unrelated to Marvel's superhero universe. Blake Lively was featured in a significant role, anticipated to showcase her characteristic charm and elegance. Early views of the set, along with positive comments from both Justin and Blake, suggested a smooth operation. It appeared to be just another well-oiled Hollywood project on track for success. As Hollywood reeled from these revelations, attention shifted to Ryan Reynolds. In the initial weeks, the extent of his involvement was unclear. Questions arose about whether Blake Lively had used his name without his knowledge, or if he was actively supporting her actions. A series of leaked texts suggested that Ryan might have been aware, if not directly involved, in the behind-the-scenes maneuvers. Known for his humorous and quick-witted online presence, Ryan's silence on the matter only fueled further speculation. The situation grew even more complex when Blake Lively's legal team resigned publicly, stating that her account of events conflicted with the documents they had reviewed.
What Ryan Reynolds, has seemingly done is used his power and influence to not only help Blake Lively take over this movie.
This move was seen as nearly unprecedented in the industry, where attorneys typically withdraw from cases quietly and maintain a stance of careful neutrality. This unusual public departure added another layer of intrigue to the unfolding drama. As the controversy unfolded, Marvel found itself in a precarious position, watching anxiously from the sidelines. Ryan Reynolds had become central to their broader cinematic ambitions. Deadpool, initially seen as a peripheral figure in the superhero catalog, had transformed into a cultural juggernaut, infusing the typically family-friendly Marvel brand with irreverent humor and R-rated flair. Ryan's embodiment of Deadpool was so complete that his departure seemed unthinkable. His comedic brilliance was perfectly in sync with the character. As the scandal grew, Marvel faced a critical dilemma. If Ryan was implicated in public deception, could this tarnish the beloved comedic hero and alienate the franchise's fans? Amid mounting speculation about Blake Lively's actions, she escalated the situation by filing official complaints against director Justin Baldoni. She alleged discomfort on set, citing instances where Justin's comments about her postpartum body were hurtful and raised concerns about safety protocols during physically close scenes. These allegations, if substantiated, could cast Justin in a negative light and might lend credence to her initial grievances. However, further scrutiny of text logs revealed a more complex scenario. The messages indicated that Justin was considerate of her comfort, mentioning his own back issues as a reason for his heightened awareness of physical strain. This nuanced context contradicted the portrayal of Justin as a dismissive or negligent director.
You know what? I'm not really sure, whether it's going to go to trial or not go to trial, but I just know one thing, Justin.
The situation intensified for Ryan Reynolds when new revelations showed that Blake Lively had been consistently referencing him and sometimes even directing his actions, such as making specific calls or issuing veiled warnings. This disclosure alarmed Marvel executives as the idea of Ryan, known for his amiable public image, potentially engaging in strategic manipulations behind the scenes, raised serious concerns. Marvel responded by scrutinizing his contract closely and launching an internal review. They sought to determine whether any alleged manipulations involved Marvel resources or were linked to Deadpool promotional activities. Additionally, they examined whether any contractual clauses regarding professional conduct were potentially violated, further complicating the issue.
Well, Hugh and I both at the get-go, we were like, we're going to do everything. We love the movie more than life itself. It's both of our favorite movies we've ever done. So we said, let's get it just as slutty as possible with the promo.
The situation took a more troubling turn for Marvel when rumors surfaced that Ryan Reynolds might have leveraged his celebrity and connections at Marvel to influence entertainment media in favor of Blake Lively. The speculation suggested that he could have offered exclusive content or early insights on Deadpool projects in exchange for media portrayals of Justin Baldoni as an overbearing director. While none of these allegations were confirmed, the increasing volume of discussion forced Marvel into crisis management. Known for maintaining positive relations with its actors and generally steering clear of public disputes, the fact that Marvel felt compelled to delve into Ryan's alleged activities underscored the gravity of the accusations and the potential impact on the studio's reputation. The tension reached a boiling point when Marvel announced that Ryan Reynolds would be removed from all upcoming Deadpool projects, effective immediately. This decision shocked fans who had anticipated a more discreet resolution, such as an internal penalty or a contract renegotiation. The abrupt firing seemed almost inconceivable. Overnight, headlines dominated the media landscape with phrases like Ryan Reynolds dropped by Marvel, Deadpool franchise in turmoil, and did Blake's moves doom Ryan's career? For Ryan, a star synonymous with Deadpool's comedic success, this public dismissal represented a severe and unprecedented setback.
Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megan. Wait till you see this lawsuit. It's all going to be based on evidence. It's not going to be just a lawsuit. It's going to be the kind of lawsuit.
According to insiders, Ryan Reynolds reached his breaking point when Marvel removed him from the Deadpool franchise. Already burdened by accusations linked to Blake Lively's controversies, the loss of his pivotal role deeply unsettled him. People close to the situation described his reaction as a mix of fury and confusion. Ryan had invested years into making Deadpool a success, advocating for the character even when industry skepticism about the viability of an R-rated superhero movie was high. Interviews with those closest to him painted a picture of betrayal. They felt that Marvel, a studio he had loyally supported, had abruptly severed ties with him based on unverified rumors and incomplete evidence. For Ryan, known for his playful self-awareness and pivotal in redefining the Deadpool franchise, this development was not just a personal setback, but a profound professional crisis. In the chaotic aftermath, there were rumors of a tense meeting where Ryan Reynolds confronted Marvel executives, desperately arguing his side of the story.
I told them that I wasn't in the best place. I told them that I was exhausted, that I haven't given myself time to recover.
Some sources indicated that he attempted to reframe the narrative, arguing that his mentions in Blake Lively's messages were misinterpreted, asserting that he never approved any manipulative tactics, and emphasizing that he had not improperly shared any of Marvel's confidential information or marketing strategies. Despite his efforts, Marvel, deeply concerned by the escalating scandal, upheld its decision to part ways with him. The studio was reportedly considering either recasting Deadpool or putting the franchise on hiatus. Either scenario would signify a dramatic and potentially irreversible shift in Ryan's career, severing his ties with the character that had become synonymous with his public persona. The fallout from Ryan Reynolds' separation from Marvel sparked intense reactions among fans. Many took to social media to express their frustrations. A segment of the fan base squarely blamed Blake Lively.
More time to heal. I had a intense year. A lot of material success and a lot of emotional stress.
Perceiving her alleged actions as the catalyst that disrupted Ryan's successful partnership with Marvel, they viewed her rumored maneuvers as the primary reason for his downfall. Conversely, other fans supported Marvel's decision, citing the studio's long-standing commitment to maintaining its brand's integrity. They argued that if Ryan's actions posed a risk to this integrity, Marvel had no choice but to sever ties to protect its reputation. Meanwhile, a third group speculated that the situation might be an exaggerated dispute, a complex he said, she said scenario that spiraled out of control, leading to Ryan's abrupt dismissal. This faction hoped for a resolution, suggesting that a more measured approach and further investigation might reverse the decision if it was found to be based on misunderstandings rather than solid evidence. This divide among fans highlighted the complexities of celebrity scandals, where public loyalty and perceptions can significantly influence the narrative surrounding high-profile controversies.
I wish Taylor, if I ever stop, she made good Deadpool. funny.
Are there cameos?
As the controversy escalated, Blake Lively found herself under intense scrutiny. Previously celebrated for her combination of style, talent, and approachability, she was now cast by some as the instigator of the turmoil that jeopardized Ryan Reynolds' relationship with Marvel. The public and media debated whether her actions were a calculated attempt to leverage Ryan's star power to influence production decisions, or if she had unintentionally set off a chain reaction that led to significant corporate repercussions. Amid the storm, even her most dedicated fans found it challenging to align the emerging details with her previously uncontroversial image. While Blake made few public statements during this time, insider sources suggested she was remorseful, regretting how the situation had escalated beyond her intentions. This complex narrative left her supporters and the wider audience pondering the balance between personal ambition and unforeseen consequences in the high-stakes environment of Hollywood.
To try and destroy Justin. There's a number of different defendants here. Stephanie Jones will be all over this complaint. That is the PR agent.
Amid the unfolding drama, Justin Baldoni found himself deeply involved in completing his film while navigating the turbulent accusations from Blake Lively. Despite the challenges, Justin responded with a level-headed approach, releasing detailed message logs to transparently address each of Blake's claims, providing clear, unredacted evidence to support his responses. He consistently stated that he harbored no ill intentions towards Blake or Ryan Reynolds, and emphasized that his main goal was to shield his film from the controversy and safeguard his reputation as a director. Justin expressed empathy for Ryan's difficult situation, understanding the complex pressures he faced with Marvel's decision. In an interview, Justin acknowledged the immense challenges that arose once the conflict extended beyond the confines of his movie set. He reflected on how the escalation of tensions had led to consequences that exceeded anyone's control, lamenting the unpredictable and far-reaching impacts that the dispute had on personal and professional lives. As Ryan Reynolds faced his immediate crisis, the ramifications extended beyond his Marvel fallout to impact his broader career, including various brand partnerships and prospective film roles. Known for his unique approach to advertising, Ryan had previously thrived in comedic marketing campaigns, where he was celebrated for his ability to subvert conventional advertising norms with his wit.
Well, Hugh and I both at the get-go, we were like, we're going to do everything. We love the movie more than life itself. It's both of our favorite movies we've ever done. So we said, let's get it just as slutty as possible with the promo.
However, with the controversy unfolding, sponsors became cautious, observing to see if he could navigate the turmoil or if the negative attention surrounding him and Blake Lively would taint his public image and overshadow his efforts at humor. Moreover, even film projects not associated with Marvel were put on hold, as stakeholders were wary of the potential for further negative developments or legal entanglements. The uncertainty surrounding Ryan's situation made companies hesitant to commit, fearing association with a potentially ongoing public and legal dispute that could affect their own reputations and financial interests. As Ryan Reynolds grappled with the cascading effects of his professional fallout, his frustration and sense of injustice reportedly grew. He felt that Marvel had made a premature decision, basing their actions on a sensationalized and incomplete narrative driven by leaked information. Ryan argued that he was unfairly scapegoated in a crisis primarily sparked by Blake Lively's alleged behind-the-scenes actions, which he claimed to have limited knowledge of. In private conversations with close friends and colleagues, Ryan expressed feeling blindsided by the situation. Known for his comedic flair and ability to turn even minor appearances into memorable viral moments, he now found himself struggling to navigate a crisis outside his usual comedic domain. He lamented the loss of his Deadpool role, a character he had passionately championed and helped transform into a mainstream success. As he faced these challenges, Ryan's frustration was not just with the circumstances, but also with Marvel, the very entity that had once backed him, now perceived as having hastily distanced themselves from him amidst the controversy. Marvel faced considerable backlash following its decision to part ways with Ryan Reynolds. The move to protect the brand integrity was met with disappointment and anger from fans who had embraced Ryan's portrayal of Deadpool. Online, fans mobilized, launching petitions calling for Marvel to reinstate Reynolds or to wait for proof, reflecting a sentiment that the studio might have succumbed to media pressure or acted prematurely. Many supporters felt that by removing Ryan, Marvel was not just punishing him, but also the entire fan base, taking away a character that had become a fixture in their cinematic universe. Despite the uproar, Marvel maintained its usual stance of minimal public engagement during controversies, issuing only a brief statement that emphasized adherence to brand standards and values. Privately, Marvel insiders defended the decision, suggesting that the evidence implicating Ryan in the unfolding drama was substantial enough to justify their actions.
Are there cameos?
There are surprises. I would say that the folks that do show up in the movie that somehow I have no idea how we've managed to keep it secret, given the internet.
They were concerned that the negative publicity surrounding him posed a risk to the broader Marvel cinematic ecosystem, potentially tarnishing the brand that had been carefully built over many years. This tension between maintaining brand integrity and satisfying a devoted fan base highlighted the complex decisions entertainment companies must navigate in the face of public and internal pressures. Amidst the tumult, industry observers speculated about the possibility of a future settlement or a discreet rehiring of Ryan Reynolds if he managed to clear his name. Hollywood is known for its dramatic turnarounds. Personalities ostracized one moment can be welcomed back with open arms the next, depending on how the narrative evolves. However, the current situation seemed too fraught for a quick resolution. The personal entanglements between Ryan and Blake Lively, combined with Marvel's commitment to protecting its reputation, created a complex and stormy situation unlikely to resolve quickly. Ryan, whose hallmark has been to spin controversies into comedic gold, faced a particularly challenging scenario. The scale and seriousness of the current crisis transcended the typical fodder for lighthearted banter or public relations spin. Observers and fans alike wondered what, if any, comedic approach could help mitigate such a profound professional crisis, as the situation seemed to require a more nuanced and potentially legal resolution rather than a public relations one. The unfolding events kept the industry and the public in suspense, watching to see how one of Hollywood's most charismatic figures might navigate one of his most challenging periods.
They're there for a reason.
Yeah. And you said it just earlier, but I wanted to go back on that. You think that this might be the greatest film that you've...
As the controversy continued to unfold, Blake Lively's professional reputation was scrutinized, casting a shadow over her future in Hollywood. After her lawyer's dramatic resignation and the emergence of text messages that suggested manipulative tactics, film studios became wary of engaging her for upcoming projects. While her talent remained undeniable and still attracted some of Hollywood's big names, the potential for on-set turmoil made stakeholders hesitant. Blake's public image has swiftly shifted from that of a respected actress with a nearly spotless reputation to a polarizing figure embroiled in controversy involving leaked information and power plays. The perception that she played a significant role in destabilizing Ryan Reynolds' career with Marvel added to the skepticism around her. raising questions about whether fans would hold her solely responsible for disrupting what had been a wildly successful comedic partnership. Amidst these major narratives, a subtler storyline began to surface from those who had worked on Justin Baldoni's film set. With the major players distracted, other voices felt empowered to share their experiences. They detailed instances where Blake demanded last-minute script revisions and threatened to withdraw from promotional commitments if her demands were not met.
I mean, look, most of the time when the movie is this much fun to make, you up bad.
Additionally, what were once seen as friendly visits from Ryan Reynolds to the set were now reevaluated as possibly having an intimidating effect, subtly reinforcing the star power backing Blake. These accounts did not directly tie into Marvel's decision, but contributed to a broader, disconcerting picture of the dynamics at play. These revelations highlighted the complex interplay of personal relationships and professional pressures in Hollywood, illustrating how quickly fortunes can change amid public and behind-the-scenes controversies. Ryan Reynolds' emotional turmoil following his abrupt departure from Marvel was profound, marked by both personal and professional devastation. Acquaintances described his state as fluctuating between despondence and rage, struggling with how his personal life had dramatically impacted his career.
It's not going to be good.
Yeah,
you go, we had a blast.
You review the budget, and you're like, what's miscellaneous? And you find out later, oh, that was cocaine. So like, oh, okay.
Previously adept at using humor as a shield, Ryan found that his usual comedic coping mechanism fell short against the gravity of potentially losing Deadpool, a character that had become deeply integral to his identity and success. Meanwhile, the situation has elicited a range of responses from the Hollywood community. Some expressed compassion for Ryan, viewing him as a comedic star potentially blindsided by the rumored machinations of his spouse. This perspective sees Ryan as possibly another victim in a complex web of behind-the-scenes maneuvering. On the other hand, critics pointed to Ryan's crafted persona, which skillfully blurred the lines between his public image and his professional brand. They argued that if this brand indeed involved covert control or exploitation, Marvel's decision to sever ties might have been justified.
So, no, wow. What was crazy about this one was it was the best filming experience I've ever had. You know, working with basically, Q and I, what you see is what you get, genuinely.
This dichotomy highlights the complicated nature of celebrity and reputation in Hollywood, where public personas can both enhance and complicate professional and personal lives. The future of Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool hangs in the balance, marked by uncertainty and speculation. Could a convincing disavowal of any knowledge of Blake Lively's alleged maneuvers offer Ryan a path to redemption and a potential return to Marvel? Or has the firing, perhaps based on revelations too significant to overlook, permanently closed that chapter? In Hollywood, where dramatic comebacks are not uncommon, predicting the outcome remains a challenge. As this story unfolds, the Deadpool saga will undoubtedly be viewed through a new lens, forever altered by this controversy. The swift downfall of Ryan Reynolds from his celebrated role is a stark reminder of how fame and success in Hollywood can be incredibly fragile, vulnerable to the unpredictable forces of behind-the-scenes dynamics that can change the trajectory of careers overnight.